Okay, let's start part two of the tutorial here, everybody. And first thing that I want to do is actually move this bottom shelf. I actually made a little mistake in the last video. So what I'm going to do is just move this bottom shelf up 2.5 inches, or sorry, 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to click on it and press M for move. And I'm going to grab this top corner and drag it up and then just type 1.5. And then of course that makes this too long, but that's an easy fix. Just come down to the bottom here. Because it's a component and I'm editing the component, you have to double click inside the component to edit it. Otherwise you won't be able to push pull it. Now press P on your keyboard for push pull and drag it up until you get to that pink dot there and quick fix. Okay, that's the nice thing about SketchUp. It's pretty quick to fix certain things. Okay, so let's get to some of these aesthetic pieces that we'll be showing on the exterior of the TV stand. If I go to this image here, you can see I'm going to draw this here. I'm going to draw this bottom piece here, this piece right here in front of that middle shelf, okay, this horizontal piece as well as this horizontal piece, and a back panel as well, okay. Those will all be simple enough. If I were to start with anything, it would be these side pieces, because these parts in here, this one, 2, 3, they're inside this piece here. So let's draw these side panels. So let's go into SketchUp, and we are going to draw them. Let's see how big to draw them. Okay. They are supposed to be 2.5 inches wide there. All right, 2.5 inches. So let's go back into SketchUp, and let's just draw a rectangle starting from this top corner and extend it right down to the ground until it's green there. Green is what we want. And I'm just going to click just right there. That's fine. And now I'll adjust the size. So it's showing 2 feet by 5 inches. Okay. Well, we want it to be 28.75, because I know that was the size of the side panel. 28.75 tall, comma, 2.5 inches. So significantly skinnier. And then press push pull, P, and drag that out. That's going to be 0.75. So drag it out, let go, and type 0.75. Okay? Don't forget now, because we're going to move that over here, we want to triple click, make component. And we'll call this side aesthetic, okay, piece is fine. And let's move that over. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to grab the inside corner, right, this corner right there where my mouse is, and I'm going to move it to be the outside over here, okay? So, and that makes sense, right? Because if I grab the outside corner, then I would be moving it to the outside here. I want to grab, so hit move, M, and Alt Option on your Mac, or Control on your PC to make a copy, and make sure you're zooming in enough so that you can grab the proper corner. You know, don't be lazy there. Actually go to the proper corner. You know, a lot of times people make a mistake because they grab the wrong corner. Zoom in, click. Now you can zoom back out, and it should, and again, you probably want to zoom in. Ooh. Let's just move up. Use the hand tool, H, then press escape, and right there. Okay. O to orbit around, and you can see that looks pretty good. Okay, so simple enough. This is starting to come together. Let's now draw a piece horizontally from here to here. Okay, so how am I going to do that exactly? Well, let's see. I can, a couple ways. I can draw the rectangle right there and then push pull it out. or I can draw the rectangle right here and push-pull it outwards from there. Okay, I'm going to draw it this way. Why not? So I'm going to start here, and I want this piece, I want it to be 3 inches. Okay, that's what I want it to be. If you look at my drawing, only 1.5 inches is showing there, but I know that, actually I'll draw it 2.5. I'll make it consistent with this piece right here. So only 1.5 is showing, the rest of it is behind this piece here. Okay, so you'll see what I mean once I get going here. So rectangle, so R for rectangle, and then just drag it down, and then you could put the dimension. So it's showing in the right corner 2.25 by 3/4. Okay, so I want this to be, I do want it to be 3/4, but I don't want it to be 2.25. I want it to be 2.5. So you can drag it down until you get to 2.5, or you can just type 2.5, comma 3/4 is 0.75, and there you go. Okay, let's push pull P until you get that pink dot right there. Let go, and don't forget spacebar and then triple click. 1, 2, 3. Make component. Okay, bottom aesthetic. Okay, horizontal. And there's actually going to be 2 of these pieces, so bottom aesthetic, horizontal. I'll call this one 1. You'll see there'll be another one as well, because there's another piece sticking out here. Okay, but I won't worry about that yet. Let's draw my other piece going across here, as well as another piece going across the top. Now, how big is this piece going across here? Let's take a look at my drawing. Looks like it's 1.5 inches there. Okay, so I'll go back into SketchUp, zoom in to where I want to be. R for rectangle. Click. This one's supposed to be 1.5 inches by 0.75. So 1.5, comma 0.75. So this one's a little bit smaller, and it's going to cover up this shelf inside there. Let's push pull P and zoom out, and until you get to that pink dot, let go. Okay, all right, there's another aesthetic piece there. We're getting there. Now let's do the top piece that stretches across. Okay, let's do the top piece. This one's going to be identical to this piece here. Okay, it's going to be identical. So actually, it's going to be 3 inches. Sorry, 2.5 inches, just like I drew down here. So I'm just going to move that up top. Okay, right along the very top. So I'm going to go spacebar, click, press move, M, and let's press Alt Option to make a copy, or Control on your PC. Make a copy. You see that little plus sign show up. Grab this top corner, and let's zoom out, and then zoom into the corner I want, right there. Not bad, simple enough, okay? Simple enough. Next, there is another aesthetic piece in the middle here covering up this skinny split down the middle inside the actual shelving unit, okay? So there's another piece there. Now, to get that other piece, okay, I can draw a rectangle right along here, right there, and then push-pull it up. But I do have to draw it in the middle. Okay, I do have to draw it in the middle, so that's going to be, I might need to use some construction lines because I want it to be centered across this right here. So let's go to my drawing. How thick is that middle piece? 1.5 inches. Okay, 1.5 inches right there. No problem. So keep in mind that half of 1.5 inches is 0.75. Okay, so what I'm going to do is draw a line, L. Get to this midpoint right there. Zoom in so that you see this midpoint. Click, click, and now tape measure tool, which is T. I want to be from this line, drag out, and type 0.75. So you want it to be 3/4 of an inch on one side, then do it again, 3/4 of an inch on the other side, and draw a rectangle R. Actually, let's delete this middle line. We don't need that, so erase. Now type R for rectangle, and just connect those points of intersection. Just that easy. Again, let's erase these construction lines, E. And let's push-pull that up. So press P until you get that pink dot right there. That's how you know you've drawn it correctly. Perfect. Orbit around, take a look at it. Looks pretty good. And spacebar, don't forget, triple click, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it is connecting to this. Did I not make this a component? I did not, I see. So look at that. Check out what happened there. Notice when I triple click this is a common mistake. Watch, I triple click it, oops. But it also selects this piece here. And that happens because I did not make this a component. So I need to undo, get rid of that piece here, and now triple click this, 1, 2, 3, orbit around, make sure it's selected at all. It did. Right click, make component. Okay, let's call this middle aesthetic horizontal piece. Okay, now I can push-pull this. So now press P, grab that, and drag it up, and until you get that pink dot right on the surface, let go. Now press spacebar, triple click. Notice how it only selects this now. Make component. Okay, middle aesthetic vertical piece. Okay, so I think we're pretty much to the point where I want to be here before we, let's add the back panel actually. That's simple enough. Your back panel is just going to be 1/8 inch thick. It's not going to be, it's just going to be just like kind of like a particle board or whatever you want to use. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. So press R. I want it to go from this top corner to this bottom corner. Zoom in, make sure you're snapping to the right point. Okay, press P for push-pull and drag it out and type 1/8 of an inch, which is 1/8 or 0.125. 1/8. Okay, it's just a small piece there. Don't forget spacebar, triple click, 1, 2, 3, and make component. Call it rear panel. Okay, so we're almost there. We're almost there. I do need to add a little skirt at the bottom here. So I am going to add a skirt and all the way around. So the skirt's going to come here, wrap around to here, as well as wrap around to here. I'm also going to create a skirt on the top as well. Let's see how thick to make that, okay? So let's go to my drawing. It looks like this bottom skirt is 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches for the bottom skirt. So let's do that, no problem. Back in. And let's draw a rectangle. It's going to start from the ground. So R for rectangle. Start from here. Click. Snap to this point and then drag it up 2 inches right there. Seems good enough to me. You can see in the bottom right it says approximately 2 inches. Ooh, had it there. Okay, right there. Okay, orbit, space or push-pull P, and drag that out. Let's keep that at 0.75 inches. Everything's about 0.75 inches thick here. Now, this has to stick out more on the side, so I'm not done. I am not done. Let's pull this out 0.75 because it has to butt up against the other piece on the side that's 0.75. So let's drag that out and then type 0.75. And let's O for orbit around and do the same thing here. Press P. 0.75. Orbit. Okay, now don't forget, make it a component. Spacebar, triple click, 1, 2, 3, right click, make component. Okay, so aesthetic, skirt, bottom, front. Orbit around. Let's do one on the side here now. Okay. So let's draw a rectangle R from this corner inside here, right there. Oh, I had it right there. To, let's cover up. We don't have to really cover up that back panel. You won't see it, but sure, we'll go right to the edge. Click there. Orbit. Push-pull P. 0.75. Perfect. Don't forget, make it a component. 1, 2, 3, triple click. Now, this will be identical to the other side, so we can just make a copy of this and move it over. Now, which corner do I need to grab? Let's make sense of this. If I grab the outside here, okay, it's going to become the inside corner there. So that's good. So let's type, well, make sure it's selected, then type M, Alt Option to make a copy, or Control on your PC. Let's click that corner. And snap it to right there. Okay, this is coming together. Okay, we've got our skirt. Now we're going to do a top skirt, same way that we did this, and then just draw a big top panel on the very top of the table. Okay, so back to the drawing. How thick should the skirt be here? Let's take a look. I believe it's 1.25. It is 1.25 there. Okay, no problem. So I need to do the exact same thing I did, except now do a rectangle that's, instead of 2 inches, do one that's 1.25. So rectangle, R, from this corner, and let's get that down to 1.25. I mean, I could draw it any size right now, and then do, so it says 4 feet, 3.5 inches, which is 51.5. Okay, so 51.5. So I'm just going to click to close that rectangle, and now type 51.5 wide, comma, 1.5 tall. Sorry, 1.25 tall. .5, comma, 1.25. There you go. P for push-pull. Let's pull that out. 0.75, type 0.75. And we also have to pull out these edges here. Okay, so let's do our push-pull again. P, 0.75. Orbit around. Let's also do it here. P, click, let go, type 0.75. Okay, and now let's do the side pieces. We're almost there. Okay. This one's easier to do. R for rectangle from this corner all the way. Make sure it lines up with this. So let's use inferencing. Hover your mouse over there, and it should wind up snapping there. If it doesn't, here, let's do this. Hit escape, R for rectangle. Let's grab it from the bottom corner and to the top one. This way we don't have to worry about inferencing or anything like that. Push, pull. Just line it up right there. Perfect. Or just type 0.75. Spacebar, triple click. I forgot to make this piece a component. Sorry. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, right click, make component, aesthetic, okay, top, okay, now again, rectangle from this bottom corner, to this top corner right there. Okay, now press P for push-pull, grab it out, 0.75. Now press spacebar, triple click, 1, 2, 3, and make that a component. And let's just move that over. So let's see, what do I need to grab to move that over? If I grab this outside piece, if I grab the outside, this point right there, that point, it will become the inside on the other side. Okay, so spacebar, make sure you select your component, press M for move, and then Alt Option to make a copy, Control if you're on a PC, click, and let's zoom in right there. Perfect. One last part for this part of the tutorial, and then we'll move on to the doors. And the last part is just drawing the top piece here, which is one solid panel on the top. Okay, so what are the dimensions? Let's go take a look. It looks like it spans 54 inches wide altogether, which is 2.5 inches bigger than what, or it's, I suppose I can really draw that to whatever I want. So I don't really need to make that exact. Let's just see what looks good, I guess. Doesn't matter. So you're going to draw a rectangle starting, so R, starting from top left to bottom right. P to push pull and drag that up. Point, actually, how thick was that? I believe it was 1.25. So, oops, 1.25. Oh, that didn't work. There you go. But I want it to stick out, so I'm going to push pull. I want it to stick out, let's say 0.75 here, 0.75 here, and again, just press escape when you're going from orbit back to your last tool, which is the push-pull tool. 0.75 there. And I don't need to do anything along the back. It should stay flat. Don't forget, spacebar, triple click, 1, 2, 3, right click, make component. We are getting there, everybody. Last thing I need to do is just draw these doors in and we will be all done. Okay, we will have our TV stand. So that ends tutorial 2.